A challenge I faced as a CRNA, being an intuitive empath, is learning how to cleanse and protect my energy so that I don't go home feeling completely depleted and drained because I've spent the day picking up on the various emotions that I experience in my day working in surgery and procedures and providing anesthesia. And some of the things, because when you're empathic, which I feel like a lot of healers are clearly drawn to the profession, I'd like to believe that most people who work in the healing fields, medicine, nursing, we're called to that duty. Is not because of the money, and hopefully the intense clinical trainings will weed out people who are not there for the right reasons. But I had to learn to cleanse and protect my energy because it was quite easy for me to walk in, pick up on, and when I say cleansing, like what are you cleansing? What are you protecting? Other people's, not picking up on other people's emotions, intentions, because a lot of people come in nervous for surgery, they're scared, they may be upset, they may be angry. So having that protection and that shield, like I can detach, not a lot that I don't connect with my patient, but enough that I'm not carrying their emotions. Like being able to recognize, are these my feelings or are these their feelings? Because when you have those gifts, you feel it immediately. You walk into the room and you're like, ooh, you can cut the tension or the energy with a knife. It's so thick. And being able to protect yourself and manage and still be able to function in that environment is important. And just handling your emotions. Sometimes I feel like I experience with some colleagues, if you're not managing, and it can happen. I'm not saying that I went through my moments, especially after having my son, where I felt like I was just completely out of whack and I was picking up everything and I was just emotional, just heavy all the time. And it felt like it was a combo of, entering motherhood and then also the high stress environment that we work in, because anesthesia is a high stress environment, but so it's high stress, but you have to be able to maintain your composure for the safety of the patient. Like you can't be picking up on all these emotions and spazzing out, crashing out, whatever the word is, and not keeping your focus on the task at hand. So for me, different practices have helped me when I feel like, okay, I'm not grounded anymore. I'm kind of wide open and picking up on everything. Not to say I don't sense it, but just having that awareness and recognizing, okay, that's not mine, send it back. Or so just maintaining those fields. So I'll be sharing different things that I have done throughout my career and what I've learned, because I've tried different wellness practices and what has worked for me. And sometimes I have to change it up depending on where I'm working, what I'm doing. Most of my days I start off with some prayer, some grounding, whatever works for you. I use salt cleanses, salt baths. I've created my own salt hand wash because we use our hands, to heal and take care of patients. So making sure I am cleansing my energy, even at work. I am a big person to still go to the sink, wash my hands with water, some cold water, and cleanse your energy as well. And occasionally skipping out on the hand sanitizer, making sure you're actually getting to the water to cleanse yourself, especially if you had a very heavy case or a patient carrying a lot, and you're like, okay, I got to get this off of me. But I'll be sharing more of the different practices I've done over the years and what I felt help, and like how frequently I do it, just to maintain my mental health and try to prevent burnout, because I feel like that is a big contributor to burnout. Like I feel like we'll learn how to, properly lift, maintain our body and body mechanics, but we're not really taught how to manage our emotions in this field that we do some very heavy work. Even working bedside, I remember when we would do maybe postmortem care. I'm so forever grateful for having such a supportive nursing team and staff and family who we kind of took care of one another. And I think occasionally some hospitals will provide like spiritual help, someone assistance after situation, but sometimes you don't get anything. In anesthesia, you're just expected to move on to the next case. So your mental health is your responsibility. Like, how do you maintain, how do you cleanse yourself, and you're able to continue on in this profession being yourself, because it can be so draining and exhausting and burn you completely out. And I always told myself, I don't want to become a shell of a person and not myself for anything, for any profession, because it's not worth it. No money is worth it, no career is worth it if you're not going to be yourself. Like, who cares if you're making all this money and now you're miserable, you're burned out? So what are the ways that you can function and thrive in these environments when you do have the sensitivity to people's emotions? How do you maintain that? What do you do? So all my intuitive empath healers out there, if you have some tips or things that you do that have been helpful to get through these stressful environments and really provide, do what you're here to do and heal and take care of people, drop it in the comments. I want to hear what you have. Share whatever remedies, whatever things that you do that make you stay grounded and true to yourself.